Alrighty guys, in today's video we're going to be rebuilding or starting the rebuild process on this bottom end. This is a Polaris TX440 from the late 70s, early 80s Polaris sled. We're going to be putting new crank seals in, checking out the crank, and obviously splitting the cases, pulling the flywheel. I have to do another one of these, a 340 that I have for a trail mod sled that I'm working on right now. So we'll do this bottom end, we'll get this part, and then hopefully we will take apart the complete engine. I have a complete engine I just pulled out of my 80 TX340, so we're going to do that next, but I figured I'd dive into this one first. I've taken a shit ton of these apart, so I know them pretty well. I know how to take them apart and everything like that, so we're going to hop right into it. I'll grab some tools. Alrighty guys, so basically I got the starter cup and the recoil removed. This is basically just a guard. This is actually on the points ignition ones, this covered up the points so you could actually access them, but this is a CDI motor. So what I gotta do is take out this flywheel nut. Pretty sure it's like 15/16, and then I got my flywheel puller. We gotta put in 4 bolts, pop the flywheel off. You can actually take this mag housing off if we want to. We could do that right away too. The mag housing you can take off before the flywheel. It's just personal preference. It comes off either way. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my puller set up, and then we can try off using this SLP flywheel puller. Looks like the part number is 12, the WPS is 12-10275. So that's the flywheel puller I'm using. Pull it right off, no problem. Marked the stator with a notch, just hammered a notch in the stator plate in the case so I could always set it back to where it was. Got the case already loosened up, took the bolts out. Like I said, I had a bunch of these parts, so I just throw all the bolts in a cup and I'm good to go. You got 14mm head at the PTO side, 12mm the rest of the way. Pull them all out, give it a little tap, loosen her up, and you can see she's just about off. The dowel pins are kind of holding it up, so just kind of tap it a little bit and work it around. And there's some oil in there, so I always put a rag kind of underneath where I'm working, and she's just about off. There we go. Got her apart. You can see they have these corks in there. I'll probably just pull them out because I'm not going to put them back in. They're supposed to help with, like, I don't know, some efficiency or something, but I think it's an old wives' tale. I've seen them in a bunch of other ones. I'm just going to take them all out in this circumstance. There's some chunks of something here. Where the heck did this come from? Some kind of aluminum chunks right there. I'm not sure where they came from. Looks decent. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have no idea where those aluminum chunks came from, but the crank seems to be in decent shape, so it's always good. At least there was oil on the bearings, so we just got to pull the crank out and then we should be good. Torque pieces in the counterweights, I just got rid of them. The bearings feel actually really nice. I'm going to put new crank seals in, get a set of them. I got to obviously clean the cases. I'll probably take them in a parts washer. I'll get all the grime off of them, make them look really nice. If I had a sandblaster or a bee blaster, I would bee blast them, but I do not have one. I got to polish up the tapers on the crank with some emery paper to get the rust off them. And I inspected the rods. The rods feel real nice. Just kind of keep some oil on them. Going to wrap up the crank. I'll make sure I check the crank for straightness before I put it back in the case. I'll try my best to at least do that with a dial indicator. I don't have the proper equipment like I did at my last job where I did a lot of these, but I'll do my best. This is going to be a trail motor anyways. It's not going to be a race motor, so I feel confident that if we get it within 3 thousandths run out, we should be good. I like it a little bit less, but I'll live with 3. But yeah, that's basically it for the bottom end. You know, on a TX 250, 340, 440, possibly the others as well, but I know the TX is just a couple bolts. You can throw all the hardware in a dish. It's pretty easy to find out where it goes. I'll do a video on taking apart the other TX motor and also doing a rebuild and I'll show you guys the trail mod sled in a different video. But just wanted to do a quick bottom end teardown of a TX 440 in case anyone out there is looking how to do it. Very simple. Get yourself a flywheel puller. It's going to be very difficult to get the flywheel off, especially if it's been sitting for a long time. It's going to be very difficult to get the flywheel off without a puller, so I would advise you to get a crank or a flywheel puller, and then you have a much easier time of getting that flywheel off. And the cases, try not to hammer in a screwdriver if you can. What I did is I just hit on the ears with a mallet. It's probably the best option you have, and it kind of jars it loose. And then what I do to reseal it is I use Yamabond, the gray stuff. I think it's like Yamabond 4 or 5. That's really good for oil, and gas won't eat through it. So yeah, guys, look forward to a rebuild video and also the other videos on the Trail Mod 440 as well, and we'll see you in the next video.